All right, welcome back to the Onebar Lupagus show. I am Onebar with Lupagus, and it is mailbag time, and I'm excited.
Hell yeah. We have a large sack full of questions, comments, and love that we are going to open up and peruse through very thoroughly today. I'm
Very
excited.
thoroughly, with a fine-tooth comb, as they say. Remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. A lot of draft talk lately, a lot of draft talk.
Were you a comb guy or a brush guy, or did you like those picks back when you used to comb your hair before school?
I was more of I just kind of used my fingers, really. Use the comb, it just looked too creepy, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I used a comb grades 3 through 6.
I'm sure I had a
And
nice,
I did look creepy.
sure it had a nice feather going on. It was beautiful.
I had a beautiful mullet.
All right, let's hop into this mailbag right off the bat. SSM Creations, one of our favorites. What are your guys' thoughts on the new coaching changes, including Keenan McCardle, Andrew Janako, Clint Kubiak, and Ryan Ficken?
There's a couple that excite me. Keenan McCardle, especially, not just because he was a pretty damn good player back in the day, but the fact of what he's done with these Jacksonville receivers, taking names like Keelan Cole, D.D. Westbrook, and actually, I think even Chris Conley when he was there, and turned them into pretty productive players. He had a lot of young receivers that were playing much better than they probably should have. So McCardle excites me. Ficken, the new special teams coordinator, anything other than Marwan Malouf gets me excited. And supposedly this guy's got a great rapport with the players. Everybody seems to love him, so I'm kind of excited about him too. And I just hope Clint Kubiak can bring some unpredictability, maybe some creativeness to his dad's scheme. Keep everything kind of the same, but maybe add a few new wrinkles is what I'm hoping that Clint brings to the table.
Yeah, my thoughts are just everything was just really expected the way it went down. We knew Clint Kubiak was going to go there, no surprise. We knew they weren't going to shake things up. Janako goes from the wide receiver to quarterback, not a big deal. And then Ficken, which is good. He's been the special teams coordinator assistant or something for the past 8 years. So finally a guy who gets his shot. So I like that. And then, of course, Keenan McCardle. Very surprising that Jags let him go to another team. But when you look into it, Darrell Bevell, their new offensive coordinator, brought in his own guy from Seattle. So Keenan McCardle is going to make them pay. He's going to take guys like Justin Jefferson, BC Johnson, and whoop their asses into shape. So I'm very excited about it. The rest of it. I don't think it changes much. I'd like to think Kubiak is going to get a little crazy. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of high hopes for Kubiak. Just I guess I'm more of like the don't blow it kind of a thing when it comes to him.
All right, next up, Julian Marker wants us to predict the 2021 Vikings MVP.
Yeah, this is actually a really good question because I think there's a lot of options here. Justin Jefferson, Delvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, maybe defense bounces back. Hunter's in the mix. Eric Kendricks is healthy. So a lot of guys. This is not a simple no-brainer kind of an answer. So I'm gonna let you go ahead first, and then I'll counter.
Yeah, I mean, with Dalvin Cook on the team, it's tough to say anybody but him. But I am going to say somebody else. I'm going Justin Jefferson. I think he's going to take his rookie year and step it up even more. And I think Jefferson in year 2 is going to be one of the best damn receivers in the entire league, which will get him the MVP. Thank you, Keenan McCardle.
Wow. It's definitely possible. I think Kirk Cousins is definitely possible, but I'm going to go with Dalvin Cook. He's also got motivation. He was snubbed for the Pro Bowl. I don't think he got a single All-Pro vote, something just insane. He's got motivation, and you don't want a pissed-off Dalvin Cook running the football if you're any team playing against the Minnesota Vikings. So I think he's going to come in with a lot to prove in 21 and maybe have his best season yet and get over those 2,000 yards.
Hell yeah. All right. SSM Creations was busy in this mailbag. I'm just going to give you guys a little spoiler because he's back. He is back. He wants to know if we could franchise one pending free agent, salary cap implications aside. So basically, we're just bringing somebody back for free. That is a free agent. Who would it be?
From this year's group, boy, I guess I'd franchise Eric Wilson. I just what he did this year. I think he was playing more than one position. He was basically playing linebacker, maybe some safety. He was all over the field. What I'm trying to get at. This guy was nuts. I know he doesn't always make the tackle, but he did have 3 interceptions, dropped a couple more. I just think he did so much and was asked to do so much this year that if there's one guy from this group I want to keep around, it's definitely him.
Every time I close my eyes, I picture Eric Wilson as a Bengal making $8.5 million a year.
I always picture him as a Raider.
Could happen. Could happen. I'm gonna go with somebody I really didn't expect to say. I'm gonna say Anthony Harris. He didn't have the best year, but he's still a damn good safety. The thought of going down to just Harrison Smith and nobody else scares the living shit out of me. So I'm bringing Anthony Harris back. He's free. Why not?
I don't know. I think he seen him just give up at times last year, and that was very disappointing to me. So that's why I did not go with him.
All right. LS Gregor. Just more of a video topic for future. He said we should do a video on small schoolers, of who our favorite small school guys is. So I figured we could just touch on this a little bit. We'll definitely be doing a small school video on this in the future.
He's talking about guys going in the draft this year, not like guys we.
No, he's talking about guys going into the draft in 2047.
Jesus.
Yes. Small schoolers for the 2021.
Well, my favorite is easily Quinn Miners. I mean, after what this guy did at the Senior Bowl, showing his belly and then just dominating at multiple positions. I don't know how you not love this guy. He's like a freaking lumberjack. He works out in the woods with stumps and shit, chops wood with his bare hands. So it's Quinn Miners. It's not even close.
Yeah, Quinn Miners, and he's a guard. I mean, we need a guard. It's perfect. They threw him at center for the Senior Bowl, but he's a guard. 6'3", 320 pounds, immovable. Quinn Miners, lovable dude. It's going to be very interesting to see where this guy actually goes. He's all over the place. A couple other guys, Cade Johnson, wide receiver from South Dakota State. Speedy guy, going to be a late rounder. Returns the hell out of kicks, which I love. And then another North Dakota State, Dylan Radins. He's another guy who's all over the place. I've seen him in round 1. Anywhere from round 1 to round 4, he is all over the place. He's one of those athletic tackles that people just kind of fall in love with.
Yeah, another guy who had a great Senior Bowl was him. I mean, he really improved his stock, impressed against some really good competition. So I think Dylan Radins is a guy who's going to go probably, I'm going to say he goes somewhere in the second round.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Yes, SSM Creations is back for a final one. we're gonna start naming this episode after him, by the way.
SSM Creations Mailbag.
But it's actually a good question. Not that his others weren't, but this is a good one as well. Should Kwity Paye and Micah Parsons go before 14 and we trade back to get a second round pick? And he puts in the scenario that we trade back and get Barmore and get a second round pick. Basically, what are we looking at in round 2? If we got Barmore.
Well, my first, I would look for a safety first. And the guy I really like is Richie Grant from UCF. He's tall, rangy. He can come up and hit. He's got some great ball skills. Really, really impressive tape. If you look at him, I think you get him. You lose Anthony Harris. I think he's your starter next to Harrison Smith in year 1. So definitely safety. If I'm getting back in round 2, that is definitely a position I'm going to consider first and foremost.
Yeah, I kind of just listed some guys here. Round 2, if we got a round 2 pick, I think anything really would be on the table, especially if we got a defensive tackle in round 1. But Wyatt Davis, he's a guy that is anywhere from late round 1 to round 3. Would love Wyatt Davis in round 2. Davion Nixon, a guy we did a video on earlier, D tackle from Iowa. He could be a guy in round 2, doubling up on
back D tackles.
Yeah, have you seen our D tackles? And a safety, Andre Cisco.
Yeah,
love that guy. 13 interceptions in 24 games. That's nuts.
Another guy we have to mention, get that pass rusher from the outside. Boogie Basham from Wake Forest. Love this guy. He's a mean son of a bitch. He's just kind of sneaky out there, and all of a sudden, boom, he's on top of the quarterback. And he's mean. He whips those guys down hard. He's going to learn to not do that, or he'll get flagged. But I love me some Boogie Basham, and he's going to be a round 2 guy.
And one just really random wild card, Kyle Trask. You never know. Never know. He could be a guy sitting there in round 2, quarterback from Florida, and it might be too damn tempting.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see what's on the board. You got to see what's there. But you getting that pick back would be huge, and getting Barmore in round 1 would be huge as well.
Yes, sir. Well, that is our mailbag. Our sack is empty. Very good questions. We're gonna keep doing this every damn week, and a lot of draft talk.
Yeah, that was our SSM Creations mailbag.
Sponsored by SSM Creations. Well done.
Hell yeah. So, hopefully next week our sack will be full and we'll be ready to expulge it upon all of you. Until then, remember this. 2013, a woman in Brazil confessed to attempting to kill her husband by putting poison on her vagina and urging him to have oral sex with her. What a way to go.